Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Contact by Robert Zemeckis, starring Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. I have watched the Back to the Future trilogy and Forrest Gump from this director before. They were both excellent, and I think I even watched Death Becomes Her, but I was so young I don't remember much from that film. If that's worth watching, do let me know. Regardless, he's an excellent director. Moving on to Carl Sagan, I know that this film was based on a book he wrote. Sagan is a personal hero of mine who helped shape my worldviews when I read his book Pale Blue Dot in my late teens. That book changed my life and how I viewed the universe from that point on. His voice was so unique and calm and down to earth. And whenever I hear any of his famous quotes from Pale Blue Dot, I can't help but hear his reassuring voice. I know he was one of the champions of the SETI program, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, and I obviously watched Cosmos many times over when I was younger. I realize I'm rambling too much about my love for Sagan. I'm sure you get the point by now. About Contact, this is a film I've known about forever, but I've actually never watched the film or read the book since I was more interested in Sagan's nonfiction work. All I know to expect from this movie is some sort of contact with an alien civilization. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reviews and reactions to this film and over 120 movies, TV shows, and early access weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along. The link's in the description below, by the way. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video. Dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Contact, Zemeckis, Foster, McConaughey. Let's go. Contact. I think we're being shown the scale of the universe.
And we continue the season's final edition of our Maxwell House Good News of 1939.
Our nearest star, probably Alpha Centauri. Oh, I recognize this picture. It's a part of a famous picture called The Pillars of Creation. That's a beautiful intro. Beautiful imagery.
CQ. This
Wow.
is W9GFO here. Come back. This is W9GFO here. Come back.
I think this is meant to be Jodie Foster's character because she also has blue eyes.
I'm not getting anything.
Small moves, Ellie.
David Morse. He's great.
Orange juice.
Copy that K4WLD. How's the weather down there in Florida?
Because Florida's famous for oranges.
I have to tell you, Sparks, 1,116 miles. Pretty good. That's farthest yet.
I think the backbone of this story might be the relationship between the father and daughter, which is beautiful. And Ellie is being shown to be a lover of science.
Dad, could we talk to Mom?
Oh man. Okay, so the mom must have passed away.
Oh, Ellie, that's a beauty.
That's pretty decent. This child actress also looks familiar. I don't know whether I've seen her when she's older.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah,
Do you think there's people on other planets?
I don't know, Spark.
Not people, but life, for sure. Yeah, she's being shown to be very curious. Wow, what a beautiful transition. The blue eyes. So it's been a couple of years at least. And she got her big antenna. Hey, that's actually a real place, by the way. In Hawaii or Puerto Rico or Hawaii, because they have large telescopes there.
The village is 5 miles away. There's a general store in the cantina. They can pretty much order anything you need from San Juan.
San Juan, Puerto Rico, okay.
Right there.
Yeah, you hear? Right there.
Yep.
That's it.
Hey, that's
21.46.
that's
well
William
within the L band.
Fitchner. He's also an excellent actor.
Anything else?
Those were the highlights.
I think he's blind.
Dr. Arroway?
Hey, hi there.
How you doing?
One down. Couple billion to go.
Well, the search is never over.
What are you writing?
The usual. Nouns, adverbs, adjective here and there.
I work on a project called SETI.
Oh, SETI. She actually works for SETI.
You're saying you want to do away with all pure research now?
What's wrong with science being practical? Even profitable?
That's not good.
You could call me man of the cloth
So he's
without the cloth.
religious. And she is probably the exact opposite.
All right, you see that sort of large W-shaped constellation right there? That's Cassiopeia. It gives off a whole lot of radio signals. There are 400 billion stars out there, just in our galaxy alone.
Even more, probably.
How can I reach you?
Just leave your number. I'll call you.
I don't think she's super interested, I guess, because she loves her work. And I think she's having a hard time reconciling the fact that he's a believer and she's most likely not.
Dad, there's another one. Hurry up. Oh, there's another one. Come on, hurry up, Dad.
I like the fact that Zemeckis is cutting back to her childhood, giving more depth to the story. Whoa! Amazing camera work. I wonder how they did that.
Dad, this is Ellie. Come back.
Oh. I also like the music in this scene.
Are you there?
So simple and nostalgic almost.
It would be a dynamite place to do some
What are you
serious
talking
SETI.
about, Kent?
SETI work. Drumlin pulled the plug.
Oh, funding? Oh man, they pulled the funding for SETI. It happened a lot of times in the past 50 years. But it's always worth searching. Yeah, I don't think she has time for that, sadly. It looks like she's going to a meeting asking for funding.
Does have a mandate to support experimental programs. We must confess that your proposal seems less like science and more like science fiction.
Yeah, I don't think she's being taken seriously by anybody because it's so unlikely. But it's worth searching for, though.
To take a chance on something that just might end up being the most profoundly impactful moment for humanity, for the history.
She's speaking so passionately, man. I'm buying it. Very good performance from Foster so far.
Yes, sir.
Oh, somebody else has been listening. Probably the owner of the company. 4 years later, a time jump. So she's been working for another 4 years. Undeterred. Not losing motivation for even a second.
Drumlin, what is this? Is this a personal vendetta now?
It's not just Drumlin. There's been enormous pressure from other scientists.
Oh.
Haddon's funding us for another 2 years.
These are government-owned telescopes. They can lease them to whomever they
Drumlin
want,
is
and they don't
actively
want
trying
high
to
prices.
ruin it even after he cut funding? It's a beautiful location. I don't know where exactly this is. Must be obviously somewhere in New Mexico.
As a human race, is the world fundamentally a better place because of science and technology?
Yes, there is no doubt whatsoever. Yes, the world is a better place because of science and technology. I think she's hearing a repeating signal. Yep, and the music and the camera work reinforces that. They better be recording all of this. Yep, a repeating signal.
Strong sucker, too. I got it! I got it! I got it! I'm patched in!
All right, let me hear it. Listen to that.
That's a unique noise.
Make me a liar, fish.
Reading over 100 jet skis.
Jesus. Pick it up on my...
It stopped! She's also assuming wherever the signal is coming from, they also use 10 as a base for counting.
All right, do you have a source location yet?
Vega?
We put it right smack in the middle. Vega.
Oh man. I wonder whether this is enough proof to show the world or not.
Okay.
All prime numbers I'm seeing on screen.
This morning's detection of an unidentified radio source.
Oh, the news is picking it up. Oh, they're like... the news likes sensationalism. And that's Grumlin.
22 stations worldwide now confirmed.
Now he's interested.
Why the remedial math?
Exactly. Why don't they just speak English?
Yeah, well, maybe because 70% of the planet speaks other languages.
Absolutely correct.
Let's get on the negative side, band.
I'm already on it.
What is going on?
Another signal. Another signal.
Yeah,
Look
a
at that.
second signal and double the frequency.
A second signal.
What do you make of that, fish?
It's almost like they're two different interlaced frames. They're framing one.
They're trying to de-interlace the frames.
That segment.
Centering.
Yeah, she doesn't like that
Can you clean it up anymore than that?
he's trying to take control. Dude, that's a swastika. Is that Hitler? It's a video of Hitler. Oh, I just put 2 and 2 together. It took 26 years and another 26 years to come back. Oh, this is awesome. 1936, if I remember correctly, the Berlin Olympics. So it took 26 years for the signal from the Berlin Olympics to get to Vega, and another 26 years for it to come back.
Donna, we've just been told that the president will have only a few brief remarks about today's extraordinary announcement,
man.
and that he won't be taking...
Is that supposed to be Clinton? Oh, it is Clinton, probably.
Good afternoon. It must be confirmed by other scientists. But clearly,
It's probably a
the fact that
soundbite
something of this magnitude
from another speech.
Turning you over to the leader of the scientific team that made this remarkable discovery, Dr. David Drumlin.
Holy crap. She's not even being given credit for the discovery she made.
The first volume of an Encyclopedia Galactica.
Instructions to acquaint us with their colonization procedures.
Yeah, Mr. Woods.
The message from Vega has caused thousands of believers and non-believers to descend upon the VLA facility here in the remote desert of...
This is something which would happen in real life. I'd be one of the people outside. Was that a picture of Carl Sagan on the mirror? I'm not sure. Take me to your leader. Yeah, this is probably not an alien signal.
Somebody broke in.
Must be somebody powerful. And it's not the US government. The only person I can think of is whoever was funding her research. Because that person definitely has a vested interest.
He hardly lands by anyone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's whoever was funding her research. We didn't get to see him or her when she was pitching the idea.
I've had my eye on you a long time, Doctor. Consider you one of my most valuable long-term investments.
Yep. And he looks like a Bond villain.
Once upon a time, I was a hell of an engineer. Please, sit, Doctor.
Well, I guess I should thank you for having bailed me out all that time.
But she doesn't know why she's here, though.
What am I doing here?
Good question, Ellie.
You found the primer.
Clever girl.
Wow, he has the decryption key.
An alien intelligence is going to be more advanced, and that means efficiency functioning on multiple levels.
This sounds exactly like Sagan's dialogue. Wow.
Those look like engineering schematics, almost like blueprints.
A machine?
For building something, some kind of machine.
There you go.
Is the one thing that science hasn't been able to give them.
Yeah. If it works, and you travel to Vega at even close to the speed of light, when you come back...
If you come back.
It'll be a different time because of time dilation.
If this is a chance to find out even just a little part of that answer, I don't know. I think it's worth a human life.
I agree.
Would you consider yourself a spiritual person?
Oh no, that's not a good thing. Do you have the nerve to show your face? Dude, what's wrong with you? In one scene encouraging her almost, and the next scene destroying her chances. Now he just shows up. Yeah, I don't have the highest opinion of Palmer right now. The reassuring fable. That's another famous Carl Sagan. Wow, that's amazing. Very decent CGI too.
Here at Cape Canaveral, as the International Machine Consortium hosts as much a media event as a system.
And I think we're finally entering Act 3 of the film. I admire her for not being bitter and just showing up because she loves what she does. It's funny how her being a non-believer, how she's still optimistic about everything. That says a lot about her character.
Jerry, how we looking?
If you were given an opportunity like this, would you take it, guys? I would, personally. What the? It's that dude.
Copy that, Dynamics. I think we're...
Is he sabotaging?
Roger, TD.
The
We got a security problem
fanatic.
here.
Ellie, are you sure?
Holy crap. Oh man, that's a waste of like $1 trillion.
All right, back to your stations. I need you.
Back to your what? There is nothing to work on right now. Oh man, she must be heartbroken. Her entire life was leading to this, and that's a really good actor, by the way. I really hate him. I really, really hate him. I mean, his character, I mean. Yeah. I can imagine their immeasurable sadness, because this was their life's purpose. It's her mysterious benefactor again. Is this the Mir station? The Russian space station.
Mr. Haddon, where are you?
The Russian government was kind enough to give me accommodations on Mir.
It is the Mir space station.
Look closer.
They built another one! They built another one.
We've been giving these to the astronauts since the beginning of the space program.
Cyanide? I think so. Oh! Why is he here, dude? Just the second I said that I'm pretty glad he wasn't here, but... It's good. They actually built this prop, and it looks fairly convincing as a real scientific instrument.
We are at 30%.
Copy that, 30%.
How you doing in there, Al?
Cat?
Is that you?
That's a big affirmative.
Who let you in there? The material is changing. It's bordering on translucence. The system's intact.
I think it's creating some sort of wormhole, or... Yeah, it does look like some sort of wormhole. Pretty good visual effects here. And I think she's arriving at Vega.
It's a triple? No, quadruple system. It's beautiful.
She's landing on a planet. A civilization. Well, that thing broke. Translucent, you can see through. Wow.
Celestial event.
Beautiful. I hope she makes her way back to Earth.
Idea. I had no idea.
What a great performance in this scene by Foster. She's on a beach, but this is not Earth, judging by the sky and how there's almost like sunlight, but it's dark, so there are no clouds. Now I'm not sure whether it's real or not. This must be the scene. Contact. Holy crap, it's the father! What? This better start making sense soon. I wonder whether Interstellar took some inspiration from here. They both have a backbone of a father and daughter love.
None of this is real.
That's my scientist.
Oh, the alien thing. They're taking the form.
Easier for you.
Exactly. They're taking the form of humans to make things easier for our brains to comprehend and make sense of. So that's actually an alien. Yeah, I think it's all from her memory.
In all our searching, the only thing we've found that makes the emptiness bearable is each other.
Yeah, these are definitely Carl Sagan's words. I can just tell.
You go home.
Huh? Why?
But
she just came
I
here.
have so many questions.
Yeah, nobody will believe her. How crazy will she sound when she says, I went to another system and met my dead father. Holy crap, and she's back!
What day is this?
Relativity happened.
I'm sorry, Ellie. Did you say what day?
They think she just fell through.
You didn't go anywhere.
But I did. I did go.
Nobody believes her.
And yet every scientific instrument confirms the IPV was out of contact for only a fraction of a second.
Wow. It's a hearing.
That's very neat, Doctor. You have no proof, because they didn't want you to have any. A phenomenon known in psychiatric circles, I believe, as a self-reinforcing delusion. I'd like you to bring your considerable scientific expertise to bear on it. What would you need?
Oh man, they're trying to discredit the whole thing.
Only a story that, to put it mildly, strains credibility. Over $500 billion was spent. Dozens of lives. Are you really going to sit there and tell us we should just take this all on faith?
Oh.
That continues to be
That was a great performance by Jodie Foster. This entire film, she's been great.
Here comes Ellie.
Wow. I guess there are people who believe her. That's natural too. We trust you.
As a person of faith, I'm bound by a different covenant than Dr. Airway. But our goal is one and the same. The pursuit of truth. I, for one, believe her.
Oh. He did redeem himself somewhat.
The fact that it recorded static isn't what interests me. What interests me is that it recorded approximately 18 hours of it.
What? That's direct evidence. Does he know? I think he knows, and what a corrupt politician, man. I think she's back in New Mexico at the VRA. That was such a good movie, guys. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was a really good movie. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was one of the best films I've ever seen, but I loved the ideas and themes of the movie. I feel Zemeckis did a great job with the direction, and I would consider the other strengths of the film to be the script, Jodie Foster's performance, the sentimental score, and some of the visual effects. The weaknesses mostly included the editing and the long runtime, which we'll talk about later. Let's start with the direction by Robert Zemeckis and the screenplay by James V. Hart and Michael Goldenberg. As I don't know how well the script was adapted from the source material written by Carl Sagan, I have to judge the film on its own merits. The writers and directors take plenty of time setting the story of Dr. Ellie with the backdrop of her relationship with her father. Her father was shown to be her main inspiration for her scientific curiosity. She grows up to work at SETI in search of extraterrestrial life. Although she loses her funding, her determination is undeterred, and they soon find a private financier to continue their research. When their team, her specifically, they discover an alien signal from another galaxy, Vera, all hell breaks loose and the government takes control of the project. Even when Ellie is pushed to the sidelines of the project, she was as enthusiastic as ever. I mean, that's her life's work, and I found that sentiment extremely profound and admirable. Jodie Foster's performance as Dr. Ellie was probably the highlight of the film for me. She's a fantastic actor, and her character was wonderfully written as a smart and determined woman, which is rare in Hollywood. This was another example. This was another example of a strong female character in a movie. Her gender is never brought up as a part of her success. It's not even implied. It's just the way it is, and I love the film for it. She played her role with so much depth and emotion. I could totally relate to that. Matthew McConaughey's performance as Palmer was also very good. Although I'm a little conflicted on his character, he was a believer, which is fine. But I didn't like the fact that his character prevented Ellie from going on the mission due to the fact that he didn't want to lose her. I guess I was a little upset that he didn't realize the importance of the mission. To me, it's worth losing your life. Anyways, the actual contact scene in the film was very unique. I half expected the little green men to show up, like mentioned in the film, but thankfully the filmmakers didn't go that route. It would have taken us out of the experience and made it a generic scientific film, generic science film, sci-fi film more specifically. The idea of the aliens taking a human form is not a new one, but this film did it in a very tasteful manner, if that makes any sense. It didn't take a condescending tone. Oh, I am a little conflicted about the editing though. I don't know what to feel about the ending itself, about the fact that it was left so very ambiguous. I mean, I understand the choice behind it to leave it open to interpretation so people can draw their own conclusions regardless of whether they believe in religion or not. But I'm not 100% sure that it was the right choice. Maybe I need a couple of days to think about it. I wrote this review just minutes after finishing the film, so my views might change with repeated viewings and time and perspective. Anyways, speaking about science and religion, I'm not here to give my personal views on the matter as they're extremely subjective and personal, but I can confidently tell you that I identified and mostly agreed with Ellie's character. The underlying theme of the film was the fundamental conflict between science and religion. The existence of God was debated by quite a few characters in the film, and I feel like the filmmakers and Carl Sagan by extension wanted to keep it neutral to appeal to all types of people. From reading Sagan's work personally, it's not a secret that he was a non-believer in religion, but he had a way of framing facts in stories to make it more palatable for the general population, if that makes any sense. I could tell a lot of the dialogue in the film, it was straight out of Sagan's mind. That man had a way with words I can't describe in a review like this. Either you feel it or you don't. I could literally go on and on probably for an hour talking about the themes in the film, but only 10 to 20% of my viewers stick around for the review. So if you're watching this, thank you. And if you'd like me to make a second video talking about going in depth about the themes of the film, please let me know in the comments. That's a debate I'd love to have with you guys. Moving on to the cinematography of the film, which was a mix of excellent and average. The space scenes, the wormhole stuff, they were magnificent. And some of the landscape shots of New Mexico were absolutely beautiful. But on the other hand, the indoor shots felt a little uninspired in my opinion. Certainly not bad, but on the edge of generic. Not a big complaint though. The editing and pacing is where I personally had the most issues with the film. At 2 hours and 30 minutes, I did feel like the film was a little too long. Keep in mind, I watched a 4-hour long film recently on the channel, Dances with Wolves, and I thought the pacing was perfect in that. I think the second act of the film dragged longer than it should have, and although the transitions were great, a lot of the scenes could have been probably cut. I certainly understand the need for character development, but too much development, even for secondary or even tertiary characters, can have a negative effect on the film. Let me know about your thoughts on this matter. The score of this movie was by none other than Alan Silvestri. He's an amazing composer, and his minimalist score here was wonderful. He kept the music slow and sentimental, often using the theme established for Ellie and her dad to evoke an emotional response from the audience. This music is what really brought the emotions of the film together, if that makes any sense. I also love the fact that it wasn't overused at any point. There were several scenes in the movie where there was complete silence, which was necessary to emphasize the importance of the mission, and I think that worked very well in context of the story. Finally, let's talk about the visual effects, which I thought were very decent for the time period. The machine itself was designed with a lot of creativity and love, that much I'm sure of. Also, the alien planet was very unique, with the starry sky and the blue beach, which was oddly well lit. I think the planet didn't have a proper atmosphere, so light directly entered and there was nothing to refract the light to create that blue hue we see as the sky. Anyways, it was clearly the work of very imaginative minds, and I really feel like I need to rewatch this movie to appreciate the finer details of the story and visuals. As I mentioned before, my main criticisms were of the editing and pacing. Overall, Contact was a wonderful film. Carl Sagan was a wonderful man. Robert Zemeckis, my bad, did a great job with the script and performance, and the performance by Jodie Foster was masterful. She's amazing. The story asked the fundamental question of whether we're alone in the universe, and it leaves the answer open to the audience. This is so much like Sagan. He never told anyone what to believe. He just laid the evidence out there and let people decide for themselves. I respect that. Apart from some pacing issues, I really enjoyed this thought-provoking film. This is highly recommended for me, and I'm most likely going to end up reading the book. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Like if you like this video, dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.